Hello everybody, this is International Master Mon Hamilton here, bringing you the recap video for the second round of the playoffs in the Pro Chess League between the Montreal Chessbrahs and the Montclair Sopranos. Montclair was a team that we had not played in the entire regular season, so going into the playoffs, we had a bye in the first round of the playoffs. Montclair won their first round game in the playoffs, so playing Montclair was definitely going to be a new experience for us, and we did field a very heavy lineup. Fabiano Caruana was playing Grandmaster Li Chao, who was with us for a lot of the earlier parts of the season, made his return to the lineup. Grandmaster Eric Hansen, Alexander Lesiege, and capped off with National Master Elias. So first of all, sorry guys for the delay with the video. I was out of the country playing a chess tournament, so we are going to be bringing these to you a lot more promptly. But in the meantime, let's get right into the important moments of how the Chessbrahs came away with a 9-7 victory in the first playoff match against Montclair. So first of all, as I said, we do have Grandmaster Li Chao returning to the lineup, and he is always playing exciting chess, and so far in the league, he has never lost. We see here he actually played the weakest player for Montclair, Nicholas Cheka, an international master, who's very strong in his own right, which says that Montclair is a very balanced team. They don't have too many heavy hitters, but they also don't have any weak players at all. So Grandmaster Li Chao here elected for the Benoni, which is a pretty good choice in rapid. And after this move h5 that he played in this position with the black pieces, I think everything here was more or less forced, and we get to see how black uses the initiative and that strong dark square control that is very characteristic of a Benoni. So after the move h5, knight h2, c4, again, black is threatening a checkmate with queen e3, so white has to keep an eye on that. After queen d4, knight takes f5, again, queen e3 is still a threat with the knight returning to g3, queen d2, and rook e1, and of course, if that rook would be taken, the queen would be hanging on d2, and after knight f1, queen d2, rook d2, knight e3. So grabbing the initiative, a forced sequence, and Li Chao was able to bring the full point home with this game. Li Chao went 2 out of 2 on the week. He substituted with Grandmaster Fabiano Caruana, and we'll get to his games in just a second. Our board 4, always reliable and always ready to play, National Master Elias here with what I think were some crazy games that he played. All 4 of them he had a chance to win. He only scored half a point out of 4 for the week, but when you're a low-rated board 4 on a team with 2 or 3 GMs, basically we're just excited if you can score any points at all. And Elias came very close to even winning some of his games. Unfortunately, only 0.5 on the week, but here we have a game against Pascal Charbonneau, Grandmaster with white here from Montclair, where Elias escaped with a draw in this game, although it was Charbonneau who was on the ropes earlier. In fact, here, what an incredible miss, but you know, you can't really fault these guys. They were in serious time pressure when this happened, but knight g6, looking at it afterwards, what an incredibly nice move. If pawn takes, there is queen to h4, giving checkmate. If rook takes, well, simply there is rook takes, giving checkmate. After rook g8, rook takes, and queen to d8. And last but not least, if the other pawn takes, then of course there are checkmate ideas with f7, discover check. So you can't blame him for missing that, but as I was going over the games, I couldn't help but notice what a nice shot that would have been. Elias managed to draw this game, but very narrowly escaped defeat there with knight g6 hanging in the position. Speaking of Pascal Charbonneau, who is formerly a Canadian player, actually, he had Grandmaster Fabiano Caruana on the ropes in Caruana's first game in this match. And Fabiano actually sacrificed a piece early on in the game, went completely crazy out of the opening. And here, after the move king d6, white basically just needs to play a move like pawn to a4 or pawn to d4, taking away the squares. After pawn to d4 is played, bishop c8 again. Pawn to a4 with bishop a3 is absolutely crushing here. The king is going to be checkmated with queen e8 after bishop a3. So Caruana somehow not only hung on in this position, but heroically won the game after we see a few more moves. I won't go the entire way, but after knight c3, it's clear that the tables are starting to turn. There's queen a2, And it's there's too many things to say that Charbonneau missed here, because obviously with the material advantage and Black's king walking all the way up to d6 in this game, he clearly had wins in the bag on almost every move, but the pressure of time, the pressure of his opponent, who he was playing, and the fact that Caruana really did hang in there. I remember watching this game. It was very heroic, because losing this game would have meant that we would have lost that particular round very badly, and him pulling together and not only avoiding a loss but also winning this game meant that it was a big boost for everyone's morale going into the final round. Alexander Lesiège had a big week. He scored some very important points when it mattered. So when we were having bad rounds, Lesiège flipped some very equal or even worse positions for himself, although here we see he made an important choice with time pressure, and since this was the going into the last round, it was very important that Lesiège pulled out the point here. So what we see is Lesiège in the last round, he has the black pieces, he plays d takes c5. Now rook takes c5 maintains a massive advantage, but dc5 really indicates that he's going to play for a win with c4. And we really needed a win out of him in this game. He comes through in the clutch, and after a few more moves, he just piles all the pressure on c4, and once that pawn falls, Black is in commanding position to win the game. And he takes with the rook and finish things off with a nice tactic at the end, winning the queen. So Lesiège came with a 2.5 out of 4 performance on the week. Very good performance by him. And Fabiano Caruana wasn't done yet. After playing that nail-biting game where he was on the ropes against Charbonneau, we see here he finishes off Grandmaster Robert Hess in the final round when the score was 6-6 going into the last 4 games. He plays queen g6, and after king f8, his opponent's in big time pressure. He finds the nice tactical shot, e6, rook g7. We're not losing our queen because of e7. And after e7, king takes e7 would lose the rook, and rook takes runs into rook to f4 check, and queen takes f7 mate on the next move. So Caruana also went 2 for 2 on the week, admittedly a lot scarier than Li Chao's solid performance, but 4 out of 4 on board 1 was a massive score for the Chessbrahs, and that did balance out Elias's 0.5 out of 4 on board 4, but big scores throughout. The Chessbrahs do win the match 9-7, and that was largely in part to Eric Hansen's game, which although we didn't need, because if it was 8-8 tie, we did win on tie breaks based on a regular season performance. But going into the last round, it was unclear how the other games were going to go. And I remember watching this game, telling Eric, try to keep chances alive, try to be able to play for a win. And against Pascal, who was arguably the best performing player for Montclair, in the final round, it was a topsy-turvy affair where after queen c4, I like Eric's choice here to simplify. After he gets the queens off, there's no danger to his king, and after bishop c3, he gives up the exchange with knight takes a1, but in return, with this strong protected pass pawn here and the 2 bishops, there's no way white is going to lose this. And after jockeying for a position for a long time in this game, Eric did manage to even pull away with the victory at the end of this game, and that did secure the match for the Chessbrahs. So 9-7 at the end of the day for the Chessbrahs. We advance to the next round of the playoffs, the quarterfinals, and that match is actually happening tomorrow. We play the Buenos Aires Krakens, a team that we lost to in the regular season, our only loss of the entire Pro Chess season, and that match is sure to be very intense. It starts at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Hope you guys will tune in. International Master Miodrag Perunovic, of course, will be doing the commentary. That's 6:30 Eastern Time. We have Grandmaster Li Chao, Grandmaster Caruana. We have a multi-GM lineup coming back to face the Krakens, and that's tomorrow. And if we win, we move on to the semifinals. So that's going to take place on March 25th and 26th weekend. So if we win this, then we're on to the semis and hopefully finals. If we win this game, we also play the winner of the St. Louis Archbishops and the Webster Windmills. So sure to be a very, very intense match coming up. But first, we have to beat a team that beat us in the regular season. So we're bringing one of our strongest lineups yet. We hope you guys are very, very excited to follow the team. And so far, we've been doing really well. We had a bye in the first week of the playoffs. We won this match. So join us tomorrow, 6:30 Eastern Time, to cheer us on, and hopefully we make it to the semifinals and go on from there. That's it for now, guys. We'll look forward to our match against Buenos Aires tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And until then, we'll see you next time.